morning, students. Today I am going to do the topic evolution. It is the 7th chapter. It is the 3rd chapter in the 7th unit. There are 3 chapters in that unit, and I am going to do the 3rd chapter. The name of the chapter is, I repeat, evolution. This chapter has 6 marks weightage, and in this chapter I'll just tell you what and all we are going to do in this chapter. We are going to understand about how life evolved, then the evidences supporting evolution, how biological evolution took place, what is the mechanism of evolution, and we'll end with evolution of man. So this is what we are going to study in this chapter. So I begin. So all of you must have heard about evolution. Definition goes like this. It is the classical branch of biology. Classical branch means the branch which deals with already explained facts, experimentally already proved facts you study in that. So it's a classical branch of biology which deals with the formation of new species from pre-existing species. And this has originated, the word evolution has originated from 2 words, evolvere. E means out and volvere means roll, to roll. So when you combine these, you get the definition. It means rolling out of new species from pre-existing species. So just like, when the bud rolls out and becomes a flower, just like new species being formed from pre-existing species. So I'll write the definition is the process of, it is the process of formation of new species from pre-existing species. So this is the definition of evolution. It can be asked, define evolution. So this is what you have to write at that time. So I repeat, it is a process of formation of new species from pre-existing species. So that's the definition. Now, when you look at, if you look at this, it is like looking into the sky in the night. All of you must have seen sky, isn't it? So when you look at the sky, you see so many stars. Actually, you are not seeing the stars which is there at that time. You are seeing the stars which is trillions of kilometers away and which has emitted its light many years before. So you are seeing that which is there in the past. So when you study evolution, you are also trying to do that. You are trying to look into the past. Okay, same thing. It's like that. You are trying to see how life originated, how they evolved. This is what you're going to see. Okay. So where did life originate? Life originated on biosphere, we call it as Earth. So in order to understand origin of life and evolution of life, of course we are studying evolution of life, to understand origin and evolution. Origin and evolution of life, you have to understand where it evolved, where it originated and evolved. So the biosphere. So origin and evolution of the biosphere or earth you have to know. So origin and evolution of, you have to understand origin and evolution of earth. And where was earth formed? Earth is formed in the universe. So you have to understand, if you want to understand origin and evolution of earth in the universe, you should know about origin and evolution of the universe. So you have to know origin and evolution of universe. So these, we are not going into the detail, we are just saying origin and evolution of universe, followed by origin and evolution of earth, and then we'll come to origin of life and evolution of life. So I start with origin and evolution of universe. So till now we have understood what is the definition of evolution, and evolution is nothing but process of formation of new species from pre-existing ones. So to understand that, we have to understand the origin and evolution of earth, and to understand this we have to see origin and evolution of universe. So I begin with this, origin and evolution of universe. Origin and evolution of universe. So first, origin. When did universe originate? You know, studies show that it originated 20 billion years ago. And the process by which it originated was a huge explosion. This is what the Big Bang theory says. There was a huge explosion, you know, which was unimaginable in physical terms. And this led to the formation. Now, this is how universe originated. So when did it originate? It originated 20 billion years ago. Billion years ago. And what was the process by which it originated? A huge explosion, unimaginable in physical terms. Okay? By huge explosion, this is what the Big Bang theory . So this is how the Big Bang theory proposes how universe originated 20 billion years ago by a huge explosion which was unimaginable in physical terms. And it led, so this is how it originated. Now I am going to tell you about the evolution of universe. When it was formed, it was, you know, so much of dust was there and it was very high temperature was there. Slowly what happened? It started expanding. When it started expanding, the temperature slightly came down. When the temperature came down, what happened? The gases started condensing and it led to the formation of galaxies. So universe, if you look at it, is made up of many such galaxies. So during evolution, what happens? It expanded. When it expanded, temperature came down. it led to the formation of many galaxies. So it led to the formation of galaxies. It is made up of, universe is made up of so many such galaxies. Now what is a galaxy made up of? A galaxy is made up of lot of dust, then stars and gases. So what's a galaxy made up of? A galaxy is made of dust, stars and gases. So you understood what is the origin and evolution of universe? So this is the first aspect we have to understand. We are coming to this. To understand this, first aspect is understanding origin and evolution of universe. So origin occurred 20 billion years ago by a huge explosion according to the Big Bang theory. And after that, it started evolving. During evolution, universe expanded. As it expanded, temperature came down, and this led to the formation of lots of galaxies. A galaxy is made up of clusters of dust, stars and gases. Now we move on to the next aspect. Look at this. Origin and evolution of Earth. Origin of, so the next aspect is origin and evolution of Earth. First, its origin. So just like we understood origin and evolution of the universe, first is origin of Earth. Earth originated in one of the galaxy. It originated in the universe in one of the galaxy. And that galaxy is called as the Milky Way galaxy. And in the Milky Way galaxy, in the solar system, Earth originated 4.5 billion years ago. So when did it originate? It originated in Milky Way galaxy. Milky Way galaxy. One of the galaxy found in the universe, in the Milky Way galaxy, where in the solar system. And when did it originate? 4.5 billion years ago. Earth was just a speck in the universe. We see it to be so huge, but it is just like a dot in the universe. And it originated in the universe 4.5 billion years ago. Okay? And in which galaxy? The name of the galaxy is Milky Way galaxy. This is how it originated. Now when it originated, you can see that the temperature was very high. There was no atmosphere there, okay? And you find that there was no oxygen, so it was a reducing atmosphere. So atmosphere as such was not there, and it was a reducing condition that was prevailing. So very high temperature, then no oxygen, so reducing, no atmosphere. And there was lots of gases there. And the gases that was abundantly seen were methane, ammonia, carbon dioxide, water vapor. Very high temperature, so all these gases were there in the vapor stage. So abundant gases were there. So abundant gases. So we have already dealt with this, so I will rub. Now we have to come to this. So I'll keep that only. So after this, and what was there? Abundant gases. What and all gases? Carbon dioxide, methane, ammonia, and water vapor. This was abundantly present in the on the earth when it first originated. Now let us talk about its evolution. Its evolution. Universe expanded. This also started expanding. And you can see that there were different forms of energy also. Okay, it started expanding. When it started expanding just like that, the temperature started coming down. So when the temperature started coming down, so when it came below the boiling point of water, so what happened is that water vapor started condensing. And it started coming in the form of rain. There was heavy rain. Heavy rain was there. So what did I tell? It started expanding. When it started expanding, temperature came down. So when the temperature came down, water vapor started condensing. Condensed. And it started coming in the form of rain. There was heavy rain. There was heavy rain. But you know, at that time, the temperature still was so high that whatever water was falling on the surface of the earth, it could not retain the water. Immediately the water got evaporated and it went back. So it went on for many years. And when it went on like that, the temperature came to such a level that the water could be retained. So the depressions that were formed, in that depressions, water started getting collected. And this led to the formation of water bodies like ocean. So after a long time, you can see that it started, water got collected in the depression, and it led the depressions, water started getting collected like this, and it led to the formation what you call as water body like ocean. So this is how the origin and evolution of earth took place. There are so many details, children, but only this much you require at this level. Now, only this much is required. So I repeat, we were talking about origin and evolution of earth. It occurred in the universe in one of the galaxy called the Milky Way galaxy, in the solar system where sun and all is there, 4.5 billion years ago. And when it first formed, it was just made up of, the temperature was very high. So abundant gases were there. And which were the gases? Carbon dioxide, methane, ammonia, water vapor, etc. Temperature was very high, no oxygen, no atmosphere. I would like to add one more point. You can see that the ultraviolet rays that was coming, the ultraviolet rays, UV rays, it split the water vapor. The water vapor, and the water vapor, when it split, it led to the formation of hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen being lighter, it just went up. Oxygen combined with these gases like methane, ammonia, etc., and led to the formation of water, carbon dioxide, and other compounds. Later, ozone was formed. Slowly, Earth started expanding, and when it started expanding, temperature came down. So water vapor got a chance to get condensed, and it came down in the form of rain. Heavy downpour was there. After a very long time of this torrential rain, in the depressions on the surface of the earth, water collected. And it led to the formation of water body called as ocean. Now that you have understood about the origin and evolution of earth, we go to origin of life. Origin of life. So we are going to study about origin and evolution of life. First, origin. of life. So when did origin of life occur? It is estimated that it originated 500 million years after Earth was formed. 500 million years after origin of Earth. There were so many theories and assumptions regarding origin of life. So let us just peep into that. Okay, so many theories and assumptions are there. Theories, and we are just going into some of the theories. Noduas, ಕೆಲವು theories. Some of the theories are theory of panspermia, theory of spontaneous generation, theory of biogenesis, and the most accepted, theory of chemical evolution. So these are the theories. Theory of panspermia, theory of spontaneous generation, theory of biogenesis, and the most accepted theory of chemical evolution. So ondondu theory noduva. So the first theory is theory of panspermia. So what are we studying now? We started with origin and evolution of life, and we are seeing origin of life first, then we will come to evolution, okay? Origin. Elli originate agide? On the earth, and it is estimated that 500 million years after the origin of earth. Theories, there are so many theories and assumptions that help in understanding origin of life. ಕೆಲವು theories ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದೇನೆ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿ. Theory of panspermia, theory of spontaneous generation, theory of biogenesis, theory of chemical evolution. First one, theory of panspermia. What does this theory say? Or who believed in it? The Greek thinkers, they believed that, actually it was proposed by J.B. Richter. And the Greek thinkers believed that this life is there somewhere in the universe, you know. Universally elliyo untu life. Allinda, in the form of spores, you know, it came to different planets. This is what theory of panspermia says. So Greek thinkers, they believed in panspermia. And what does it say? It says that life is there in the universe, somewhere in the universe, and from there it came to different planets, okay? Planets in the form of spores. This is what theory of panspermia says. Actually, it is also called, I told you, J.B. Richter proposed this theory of panspermia. And this idea remained for a very long time. Okay? The spores was carried by meteorites, and it struck on the surface of the planet, and that's how life came. But does it give you an idea about origin of life? No, it says life is there in the universe, somewhere in the universe. So actually it does not give you an idea of origin of life. But this theory was accepted for a very long time. Many people actually believed in this for a very long time. ಇದೇ ಇತ್ತು theory about life, origin of life. After that came the next theory. What is that theory? That theory is theory of spontaneous generation. Spontaneous generation. It is also called, this theory is also called abiogenesis. ನೋಡಿ ಈ ಟರ್ಮ್, ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಬಯಾಲಜಿ ಅದು ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಎರಡು ಭಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಾದರೆ ಮೂರು ಭಾಗ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ಎ biogenesis. Genesis means formation. Bio, life, and from non-living matter, from nothing actually. Nothing, the meaning is like that. Non-living matter, I will add. ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. A biogenesis or spontaneously, suddenly life originated. So this is the second theory trying to give an explanation of origin of life. ಇದೆಂತ ಹೇಳುದು ಗೊತ್ತುಂಟಾ? This tells that life originated spontaneously or suddenly from dead and decaying matter. Like for example, straw. Straw andre dry grass, straw or mud. Okay? So it says, what does it say? Life originates from decaying matter like straw or mud or ಇದು ಕೆಲವು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್, ತುಂಬ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, from leaves and all. So this is what spontaneous generation, theory of spontaneous generation or abiogenesis theory tells about origin of life. I hope you understood. It says that, it's otherwise also called as abiogenesis, and it says that life originated spontaneously, suddenly from non-living decaying matter like straw, mud, etc. Mud in the eel, frog and all developed. It believes that if leaf falls in water, it will suddenly develop wings and fly out like a swan. Very interesting, isn't it? And you will be surprised to know that Aristotle, who's called as father of biology and father of zoology, they also believed in this. And Van Helmont, who had given convincing experiments in photosynthesis, he also believed in it. So this was a second theory trying to give an explanation about origin of life. Artha aitala? We'll go to the next theory. The next theory says, so remember, this also remained for a very long time. Many people believed in it, many did not believe. Then came theory of biogenesis. Theory of biogenesis. So theory of biogenesis. Biogenesis, origin of life from pre-existing life. So this says that life originates from people who believed in this. They believe that life originates only from pre-existing life. So it says that life originates from pre-existing life. Many scientists try to give experimental proof for it. Like for example, Francisco Redi, Lazzaro Spallanzani. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ ಓದಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. You have to understand that convincing experiment proving biogenesis to be right and abiogenesis to be wrong was given by Louis Pasteur. Louis Pasteur, he gave convincing experiment. What was the experiment he did? He took, Louis Pasteur, he took round bottom flask like, and he sterilized this, and in that he took yeast, killed it by heating. Alternatively, vegetable matter, animal matter, ella tegibodu. He has taken yeast and killed in sterilized round bottom flask. Adada mele, he heated here the neck of this, and he pulled the neck into like the neck of the swan. ಹೀಗೆ ಪುಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. So what happened is that, and he kept this open, okay? Dust and all came and got settled here. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಷ್ಟುವರೆಗೆ ಅದು ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. So he found that he had heated it so that if at all any life, pre-existing life was there, it was killed. So he found that if it is like this and it gets blocked like this, no new life appeared. But some of the flasks, what he did, he broke it. He broke it here. Not here, he broke it here. So hege bantu adu? Like this. So it was open. So he found that if it is open, life could originate here. But if it is like this, life could not originate. Idirinda endu yava conclusion? He drew the conclusion that if there was a chance for the spores and all to come and fall on the medium, it will give rise to new life. So it proved biogenesis. Life will originate from pre-existing life. Pre-existing life. It seems that such swan-necked flask, we call it as swan-necked flask. Swan-necked flask of Louis Pasteur. It is there in the Pasteur Institute, it seems. Even now without any contamination. Age untante. So this was an experiment. I repeat the experiment very fast. He did experiment with swan-necked flask. Ege madidu? He took round bottom flask like this. First sterilized the flask. He took yeast in it, heated it and killed it. And then the neck of the flask he heated and pulled it such a way that the neck, swan bird, the neck aage untudu. Swan-necked flask. And he kept it open like that. He found that no life appeared here. He made many such flasks. Ondu matra alla, tumba flask. Kelavadu he cut it here and he got it like this. And he found that if it was cut and open, idralli life originated age. Idralli illa. So it proved beyond doubt that biogenesis is right and abiogenesis is wrong. Abiogenesis enta heludu? Life originates spontaneously. If that is so, illi kuda spontaneously agbodalla? Illi aglilla. So it proved abiogenesis wrong and biogenesis to be right. But neevu nodi, first one, panspermia. Life is there somewhere in the universe. Origin artha agudilla. Spontaneous generation, suddenly from non-living thing. First elli, or how did first life originate? Adu artha agudilla. Biogenesis, what does it say? Life originates from pre-existing life. Andre pre-existing life untu. So these three theories do not give you an idea of origin. First hege origin agide anta arthave agudilla. Then came theory of chemical evolution. Nodu, theory of chemical evolution. Theory of chemical evolution was proposed by theory of chemical evolution. Theory of chemical evolution was proposed by A.I. Oparin from Russia. He was a biochemist. And J.B.S. Haldane from England. Scotland. Scottish, he was a Scottish physiologist and geneticist. They proposed theory of chemical evolution. What was the theory? what does this theory say, theory of chemical evolution? They say that the conditions that was prevailing in the earth, what is the condition? And ಹೇಳಿದಲ್ಲ, origin of life ಆಗುವಾಗ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ before life originated, what were the condition? Very high temperature, okay, different gases abundantly, carbon dioxide, methane, ammonia, water vapor. There was, volcanic storm was there. There was thunder, lightning, and heavy rain was there. So now I will write that, okay? So what was the condition of earth before life originated? Illi bariyuva. Prebiotic. Andre, before life originated, what were the condition? Prebiotic atmospheric condition of earth. Very high temperature, heavy rain, abundant gases like carbon dioxide, water vapor, water I will write, or water vapor only we will write, water vapor gases I am telling, water vapor, methane and ammonia, abundant. Okay, there was thunder, lightning, volcanic storm, volcanic eruption ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. Here and there it was taking place. So these formed, there were different forms of energy. ಆಯ್ತಾ? And there was abundant these gases, heavy rain was there, very high temperature. And what A.I. Oparin and J.B.S. Haldane believed was that this condition was apt, for the combining of the elements to form, or the gases to form, micromolecules. Micromolecules like, for example, monosaccharides, amino acids, nitrogen bases, etc. So this condition was apt for formation of micromolecules. Micromolecules. As time went on, these micromolecules got a chance to combine together and formed macromolecules. Macromolecules. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಬರೀತೇನೆ. Simple sugar, amino acid, macromolecules, polysaccharide, protein, RNA, etc. If micromolecules can combine and form macromolecules, macromolecules also can combine and will form and can form large aggregation of macromolecules. Large aggregation of macromolecules. And this eventually, finally, meaning this gave rise to single cell. But a single cell to multicellular organisms, multicellular organism. According to A.I. Oparin and J.B.S. Haldane, these were the conditions on earth. And these conditions helped in the formation of chemicals called micromolecules. These micromolecules combine together to form macromolecules. But the macromolecules came together and formed aggregations, okay, like protein, RNA, and all came together, and this gave rise to, slowly it started multiplying, okay? They had the ability to multiply. And then single cell was formed. And later on, single cells must have come together, or they may have evolved to form multicellular organism. Idu avaradu theory. And this is the most accepted theory also. So what does it say? They say that chemical evolution, look at this, chemical evolution, chemicals evolve agide before life originated. So according to them, chemical evolution took place before the origin of life. Okay? So chemical evolution, chemicals evolve agi before origin of life, and then life was formed. Life formed. Idu avardu theory. That is theory of chemical evolution. And this is a most accepted theory. But after it was proposed, many believed in it. But anything to be accepted, it has to be proved by experiment. So 30 years later, it was proved by an experiment that was conducted by Stanley Miller. Okay? Stanley Miller gave experimental proof to this. He was a research student, and as a part of his research work, he was a research student of Harold Urey. Okay, he was a guide. Harold Urey was the guide of Stanley Miller. And Stanley Miller, in 1953, as a part of his experiment, his research work, he made a glass apparatus. And with the help of this, he did the experiment and proved theory of chemical evolution. Avardu glass apparatus hege anta noduva. So his glass apparatus was like this. His glass apparatus had a round bottom flask. It had a round bottom flask, and there was a straight tube like this. After a certain distance, it was bent like this. Matte innondu glass round chamber unto, spark discharge chamber undu. And after that, it was coming down. And as it was coming down, there was a condenser fit madide. After that, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಪ್ ಉಂಟು. ಇದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಉಂಟು ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಪಿಗೆ. This was his glass apparatus. ಇದೊಂದು ರೌಂಡ್ ಬಾಟಮ್ ಫ್ಲಾಸ್ಕ್. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಯಿತಾ. ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಓಪನಿಂಗ್ ಉಂಟು. ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾಡ್ ಉಂಟು, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾಡ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅದು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕಾಯಿಲ್. So this was his apparatus. Okay, so this is the round bottom flask. ಇದವದು ಸ್ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ಡಿಸ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್ apparatus ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುದು. Okay, Stanley Miller's glass apparatus. He made this glass apparatus as a part of his research work. So what and all I will explain. Okay, explain ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. So he had round bottom flask ಉಂಟು. What he was trying to do, he was trying to simulate ಅಂದರೆ create the conditions which was there before life originated or in the prebiotic atmosphere condition. So what were the conditions in the prebiotic atmosphere? Very high temperature, different types of gases, different forms of energy. Okay, so he tried to create this in the laboratory. So he took water in this, aita water, he put water illinda add madide water, ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದು heat ಮಾಡಿದೆ. He was heating it. So he was trying to create very high temperature which was prevailing in the prebiotic atmosphere. So what happened beyond the boiling point of water? So water will come, water vapor. ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಂತ ಉಂಟು, different types of gases are there. So he introduced the gases. Which and all gases he introduced, hydrogen, methane and ammonia. It was introduced in the ratio 1:2:2. Oxygen irlilla, it was a reducing atmosphere. So he was taking great care that no oxygen, important, okay, no oxygen was getting inside when he was introducing. ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಈ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸಸ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ವಿತ್ ವಾಟರ್ ವೇಪರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಇದು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದು, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್, ವಾಟರ್ ವೇಪರ್, methane, ammonia, hydrogen gas. This is called spark discharge chamber. I told you what was the other condition, different forms of energy was there, thunder was there, lightning was there, volcanic eruption was there. So adu sah agbekkalla, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ what he did, he sent or very high voltage of electricity was passed through this. So spark discharge chamber, very high volt of energy, okay, electricity was passed. So all these gases came in contact with this and they got a chance to combine together. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕಂಬೈನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. That's what the A.I. Oparin and J.B.S. Haldane told. Because of all these, storm was there, different forms of energy was there, different gases was there, they combined together and formed micromolecules. So Stanley Miller was trying to see whether this can happen. ಅದು happen ಆದರೆ chemical evolution theory correct ಅಲ್ಲ. So these gases, it was coming down. ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಂತ ಆಗುದು evolution of earth ಅಲ್ಲಿ, it expands. When it expands, temperature came down. So he wanted to create this condition. ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದು? ವಾಟರ್ ಕಂಡೆನ್ಸರ್. ವಾಟರ್ ಕಂಡೆನ್ಸರ್. ಇದು ವಾಟರ್ ಕಂಡೆನ್ಸರ್. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಇನ್, ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ಲಿ water was passed and water out. So, ಈ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದ gases, as it was coming down the water condenser, it got a chance to condense. And it was coming down to, this is called trap. This is called trap. ಈ trap ಅಲ್ಲಿ, if it has got condensed, it will get collected. And whatever did not condense, it went back. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪುನಃ ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. He run the experiment. ಇದು ಅವರದು experimental apparatus ಮತ್ತೆ continuously he was adding water. And he run the experiment for 2 weeks. And after that, he stopped the experiment. Stop ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಪ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿದೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಉಂಟಂತ. ಸೊ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟ್ ಹಿ ಗಾಟ್, he got, Stanley Miller got amino acids. Amino acids. Mainly glycine, alanine, glycine, alanine. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. So what does it indicate? Given the conditions that is prevailing in the prebiotic atmosphere of Earth, formation of micromolecules or chemical evolution can occur. Alva? So this was his glass apparatus. I repeat, his glass apparatus had a round bottom flask in which he was continuously adding water, and then he introduced gases, hydrogen, methane, ammonia in the ratio 1:2:2, taking great care that oxygen does not enter. Because in the prebiotic atmosphere, oxygen irlilla. So he wanted to create that condition. So he was trying to simulate. Simulate andre create almost similar condition. Matte there was a spark discharge chamber, and here there were 2 electrodes which was connected to electrical coil, and through that electricity, high volt electricity was passed. So the gases, water vapor and these gases got a chance to combine, and then as it was coming down this, there was a water condenser. So it was a water condenser was like this, continuously clear, the cold water was passed and water was coming out. So whatever gases was here, it got a chance to condense. And you can see that it came down and there was a trap here. And in the trap, if at all it got condensed, it can get collected here. What and all molecules or micromolecules or macromolecules, if at all it is formed and it is not condensed, it will go back into this round bottom flask. So this was his apparatus, and he continuously run this experiment for 2 weeks, and after that he stopped. After stopping the experiment, enta ಮಾಡಿದು, ಇದು ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅನ್ನು ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಉಂಟಂತ ನೋಡಿದೆ. He found amino acids. Amino acid, remember I wrote micromolecules are those building blocks of protein. So this proved theory of chemical evolution. Understood? Later, some other scientists tried to repeat the experiment with some modification. Okay, when they tried to do the experiment with some modification, he got other micromolecules. They got other micromolecules. Okay, they got other micromolecules. Others tried to repeated with some modification. They also got roughly similar results. They could get some other micromolecules. Like for example, they got sugar, they got fat, nitrogen bases, Besides this, they also got certain pigments. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಎಂತ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡುದು? It proves that theory of chemical evolution of origin of life is correct. Later, meteorites. Meteorites was analyzed. Okay, so these are rock pieces that is coming from the universe and coming and striking onto the planets, on the surface of our earth. When these meteorites which have struck on the earth, meteorites, rock pieces, adu analyze ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ, it was found that when it was analyzed, it was found that similar compounds were there. So all these prove that theory of chemical evolution is right. Now we have to start with evidence of evolution. I will not start it. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಎಂತೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ದು? The definition of evolution, origin and evolution of universe, origin and evolution of earth, origin of life. Some theories giving the explanation of origin of life. The theories we studied were theory of panspermia, theory of spontaneous generation or abiogenesis, theory of biogenesis, theory of chemical evolution. We also understood the experiment conducted by Stanley Miller in 1953 to prove theory of chemical evolution. And the experiment that was conducted by others, and even by analyzing meteorites, proving origin of evolution by chemical evolution.